So we're going to talk about week 6. This is take 2 because the gym is filled with people.
Which is unusual.
Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So, so the topic came up in week 6. That there was a Skype that we did with you and a Skype we did with Will Kemp from
one of our subscribers.
One of our subscribers from Australia.
Which, by the way, we want your stories.
Yes, Will Kemp's story. You'll fall in love with it. Unbelievable guy. So let's start with your story first. I go online and there's an illegal, I want to look like that guy, pirated video on YouTube, and it's got 200,000 views. And some people are supporting us, and some people, for the majority, are saying that you're a liar. And the reason why I can't look like you is because I'm not taking drugs.
Right.
And I will say the reason why I can't look like you is that I don't have 13 to 15 years of training solely to look like you looked. And they don't look at it that way. They just think that, oh, I look stringy and thin because nobody can achieve that. It's like, I was lifting for what? Maybe a year and a half, you know, and I achieved incredible results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you actually had a net gain in your muscle while losing, down to like 6% body fat. So that's
exactly
fantastic.
So why is it that you're still accused of being a guy on steroids? I mean, so that's what this is about.
I thought about it, and because it's still, I haven't competed for 12 years, and it's all right. You have to make it. No, that's all right.
It's all right. Well,
no, it's all right. The universe doesn't want us to do this. Go ahead.
All right. We're. Go ahead. Just tell us. Why is it that you're getting vilified and beat up so
I guess
much?
I'm laughing just because, this has been going on and on and on. It's like I haven't competed for 12 years now, and it still rages on, which in that sense, I guess it makes me feel good in the way that, I never set out to have a believable physique. If my physique would have been believable, I wouldn't have been the champion bodybuilder that I became. So in that sense, I guess it's good. The bad sense is people just, they have such a limiting belief of what can happen drug-free. And I kind of shattered me, and there's not just me, but I was one of the, you could argue I was one of the best in history of drug-free bodybuilders.
Yeah.
And what I did at the USA Championships and some other things, and the fact that I was, competed at 198 pounds at 5'7", and then the conditioning I achieved at, the last year I did is virtually unheard of for a drug-free guy. So when you look at that and you compare, I can understand the skepticism, especially in an industry that is riddled with lies. So I get it. But at a point, one of the parts that people are missing is, I would look at it and say, well, okay, if Jeff was so different than all these other drug-free guys, what was different about him? Well, I would look at the system. And a lot of people are missing the role that the system played in me going from being a very good bodybuilder to being, national champion, right?
Right.
I did it both ways. I did the more traditional bodybuilding stuff. And for all these people that say, well, it's genetics. Crap. Genetics don't do your workouts. Genetics don't fix your meals. Genetics do give you the propensity to be great at something. Like I don't have the genetic potential to be a great NBA basketball player, no matter how hard I practice. That's a fact. So yeah, you do have to have a certain amount of God-given ability. However, you need to be able to actualize that potential through your plan and through your effort and so on. So the reason I say that is because I did more traditional bodybuilding methods, routines that you learn from magazines and gym gurus from the time I was a teenager to like my early 20s. And I did very well. Mm-hmm. Team Mr. Michigan, 5th in Teen Nationals, and so on. Jump ahead, but with those types of methods, I could never crack 9th place at the national level. I was 9th in 1997 and 9th in 1998, and then it was at that point where I learned and adopted the first version of this system, which is even better now because it's evolved, but in any event, so then after employing a smarter system as a drug-free guy, I went to being a 3-time national champion and got my pro card and placed well at the USA and all that stuff. But people don't want to look at, I don't know why they skip that part, but it's important because what was I doing different that other drug-free guys that were working just as hard as I was but couldn't achieve what I did, what's the difference? And I would start to look at that system. So at some point, you either have to take a leap of faith and believe me, or think I'm full of crap one way or the other. But I can't convince you that. All I can do is tell you I never took any type of steroids or drugs, and I achieved it through, at that point, 13 years of work and execution, and really probably the last 6 or 7 years, I would say, was more toward this style of training that I teach now, and that's where the biggest jump happened, you know.
And that's maximum overload, right?
Yeah, maximum overload training and these nutritional principles that we talk about on the site, and the same stuff we have you doing to transform your body. So again, I guess you know, I embraced the fact that it was unbelievable, and I'm very proud of that, because if it wasn't unbelievable looking, I would have been average, and I was anything but average as a bodybuilder. I had a wonderful career, and it set the bar incredibly high. Only a handful of drug-free guys has probably ever done what I have done. But the message is there's a lot to learn there from a system standpoint.
Well, you did something that a lot of people that are the haters and just plain old people that just can't believe what you did was real. You went to the people that actually did do it, and you asked them questions.
Right. Yeah.
Rather than saying, "Oh, I don't
Right.
believe you," you're saying, "Okay, well, I'll take a leap of faith. I'll believe you. Tell me what you're doing."
Yeah.
And they did.
Yep.
And who? What was the?
Skip LaCour was
There
the
you
guy
go.
that was kicking everyone's butt, including mine, and it was in 1998. That was my second year taking ninth. I was devastated because I worked all year, same genetics, same work ethic, and I really didn't improve much physically. So I did a consultation with Skip, and that's where I really got into this style of training and so on. But in any event, and so instead of like saying, "Oh, he's better than me, he must be cheating," I said, "I want to know what this guy knows." So I did, and you know, and the rest has evolved to what it is today. But if more people would adopt that mindset and say, "Man, he's really good. He was better than everybody else. What was he doing that the other ones weren't?" Without just assuming or say, "Well, it's got to be he's better than me. It's got to be drugs." You know, that's a limiting mindset. Now, that's not to say that yes, here's what I would say: to be elite at anything, whether it's piano or science or magic or whatever, you have to have a certain God-given ability to begin with. And the same is true for competitive bodybuilding. But this system will maximize everyone's genetic potential to be the best they can physically. Now, that may not mean you'll be good enough to be, you know, a champion bodybuilder, but it will maximize. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But to be great at the same thing at piano. I mean, I took piano lessons for like 8 years, and I was okay at it, but I wasn't, you know, Billy Joel, because you either got that certain thing or you don't. To be elite.
Right.
Do you agree?
Well, I absolutely agree. And the thing is that when you, I remember when you were training at Muscle Pro Fitness, I mean, they didn't have enough weights. You were just killing it at the gym. And the thing is that people are that are accusing you or saying, "Well, look at the people that you train." And they go out and they do the shows and then they look all small and whatever. And I'm like, well, that's their first show.
Yeah, right.
Their first show.
Right.
You were like 10, 15 shows in.
Yeah, exactly. Because I started at 16 and I won my pro card at 29, and that's with no time off. No time off. And in that span, I went to went to college to learn more about physiology and all that stuff. So that was really a whole lifetime at that point devoted to developing my body.
Yeah. So if you look, the cheaters and the haters out there that are looking at Jeff and saying, "Oh, there's just no way," well, we will probably never be able to put that to rest.
No, and I think, and I think in some ways, you know, we've had this talk too. In some ways, I think maybe what I achieved is underappreciated because people automatically assume that I did it with drugs. But if they really would appreciate what I did without it, I mean, it's something I'm really, really proud of because few people have done it.
Yeah, and you know, there's so many people that call themselves experts that are out there that are trying to say that there's no way that you can do X, Y, and Z, when clearly, you know, and this is pretty serious stuff, that you can if you just give it enough time.
Time and system, and that's a big, big deal. Because again, just to illustrate, I could have had the same, because I could have had the same work ethic, the same discipline, the same genetics, and not achieved what I did if I didn't have that system. And that's a fact because I did it both. That's what's neat. I did it both ways. I mean, I had years and years, and was good, but I wasn't outstanding. The system plays a big, big role in it.
There you go. So it's the system. And don't forget, this was a great talk, Jeff. Thank you so much. We're going to be asking you to just to keep tuning in every week. And if you haven't subscribed to I Want to Look Like That Guy, the sequel, Fat and Bloated Again, do so right away because it's happening right now. I'm doing my very best to achieve what I did
with the same system.
With the same system 7 years ago. I'm 50 now. We're going to just see how far I can take it. So anyway, subscribe.
We'll see you then. JeffWillettPremium.com.
Blow it up.